Julian, I mumbled, rubbing the heavy sleep from my eyes. The morning sun crept through the bedroom blinds, casting thin lines of bright light across our carpeted floor. He stood at the foot of the bed. His arms were crossed tight over his chest. He did not look like the man I had deeply loved for the last 5 years. He looked down at me with pure, unfiltered disgust. "Get up!" he said, his voice completely ice-cold. "What is wrong?" I asked, sitting up quickly. I pulled the warm blanket to my chest. "Are you mad at me?" "We are done," he said flatly. "We need to break up right now." I blinked. "Is this a joke?" I laughed nervously, looking around the room. "It is Tuesday morning. Did I forget our anniversary?" "This is not a joke," Julian snapped. "I just woke up from 10 years in the future." I stared at him. "What are you talking about? Are you feeling okay? Do you have a fever?" "I traveled back in time," Julian sneered. He took a sudden step closer, pointing a shaking finger directly at me. "I know exactly how my life turns out. I know every single detail, and you completely ruin it." "Julian, you had a bad dream," I said very softly. I reached my hand out to him. "Come sit down." He slapped my hand away. The loud smack echoed sharply in the quiet room. "Do not touch me," he yelled. "I lived it. I saw my bank accounts drain. I saw my company crash. I saw my reputation burn to the ground. And it was all because I dragged you along with me." "Dragged me along?" I gasped, clutching the blanket tighter. "I worked 3 jobs to pay our rent. I bought that expensive suit you are wearing right now." "It does not matter," he shouted loudly. "You are completely bad luck. You are a dead weight. In the future, I marry you out of pity, and you drag me straight into poverty." "You cannot be serious," I whispered. Hot tears burned the corners of my eyes. "A dream? You're dumping me over a crazy dream?" "It is not a dream. It is my reality," he screamed, his face turning red. "I am not making the same mistake twice. I am dumping you today. I am taking back my life." "Where is this coming from?" I begged, tears now spilling down my cheeks. "We were happy last night. We ate pizza and watched a movie." "That was yesterday," he said coldly. "Today I know the absolute truth." "Who is it?" I asked, a sudden sick feeling twisting my stomach. "There is someone else, isn't there?" Julian crossed his arms again. He looked incredibly proud. "Yes, her name is Chloe." "Chloe!" I repeated the name. It tasted bitter on my tongue. "Who is Chloe?" "She's my true soulmate," Julian declared. "She is a wealthy heiress. In the future, I saw her running the city's biggest charity. I saw her standing proudly next to a billionaire. I should have been that billionaire. If I had married Chloe instead of you, I would have had everything. Her family money, her rich connections, her perfect face." "You are leaving me for money," I said, shaking my head. "You are making up a time travel story to leave me for a rich girl." "Think what you want," he scoffed. "But she is already mine. I called her this morning. I told her we were meant to be. She was confused at first, but she agreed to meet me for coffee. My new life starts today." "You are insane," I cried, throwing the heavy blankets off. "You are throwing away 5 whole years for a stupid delusion." "I am throwing away garbage," he spat. "Pack your bags. I want you out of this house before noon." "This is my apartment too," I yelled. "My name is on the lease." "My mother paid the deposit," Julian smiled cruelly. "She's on her way here right now. Try fighting her. You know you will lose." I stared at him, my heart breaking into a million jagged pieces. The man I loved was gone. A stranger stood in his place, a cruel, greedy stranger. "Fine," I whispered softly. "If you want me gone, I will pack and leave." "Good," he said, turning his back on me. "Do not take anything I bought." "You never bought me anything," I screamed at his back. He just slammed the bedroom door shut. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand. My hands shook so badly I dropped it twice before dialing Maya's number. "Hello?" Maya answered, her voice thick with sleep. "Maya," I choked out, a loud sob tearing through my throat. "I need you, please." "What happened? Are you hurt?" she asked, instantly wide awake. "Julian dumped me," I cried. "He told me to quickly pack all my bags." "What? Why?" Maya shouted. "Is he on drugs?" "I do not know," I sobbed. "He said he time-traveled from the future and that I ruin his life. He said he is leaving me for an heiress named Chloe. He said his mother is coming to kick me out." "Mrs. Sterling?" Maya gasped. "Oh, hell no! That witch is not touching you. I am leaving my house right now. Start packing. I will be there in 10 minutes. "Please hurry," I whispered. I hung up the phone. I dragged my old bruised suitcases from the dark bedroom closet. I started throwing my clothes inside. I didn't bother folding them. I just wanted to get out. Every sweater, every dress reminded me of a romantic date we went on. Tears are useless, I told myself aloud, wiping my wet face fiercely. He is a coward. The front door banged open. High heels clicked loudly against the hardwood floor. Julian, darling, are you safe from the pest? A sharp, screechy voice called out. It was Mrs. Sterling, Julian's mother. I froze, holding a pile of t-shirts. I'm in the kitchen, Mom, Julian called back. She is in the bedroom packing. Mrs. Sterling pushed my bedroom door open. She wore a bright red designer dress and too much perfume. The smell of strong roses made me want to gag. She looked around the messy room and smiled a wicked, terrifying smile. Well, 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 Mrs. Sterling laughed. The trash is finally taking itself out. I pay half the rent here, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. You have no right to treat me like this. I have every right, she sneered, stepping closer. I never liked you. You are poor and worthless. You have no connections. You dress like a homeless person. I always told Julian he could do much better. I supported him when he had absolutely nothing, I fired back. He has a brilliant future now, she said proudly. He told me all about his vision. He told me about Chloe, a true lady, a wealthy lady, not a street rat like you. He had a dream, Mrs. Sterling, I said. He is having a mental breakdown. Do not insult my son, she screamed loudly. She stepped forward and slapped the clean t-shirts right out of my two shaking hands. They scattered across the floor. Get your cheap rags into those bags and get out of my property. Leave her alone, a voice roared from the hallway. Maya rushed into the room. She shoved past Mrs. Sterling, her eyes blazing with fierce anger. Maya grabbed my arm, checking me over quickly. Are you okay? She asked me. I am fine, I whispered, holding back fresh tears. Maya turned to Mrs. Sterling. You are a miserable, bitter old woman. Do not touch her again or I will call the cops. Call them. Mrs. Sterling laughed wildly. This is my son's house. I will tell them you are trespassing. Let us just go, Maya, I begged. I do not want to be here anymore. We are going, Maya said firmly. She bent down and started stuffing the rest of my clothes into the suitcase. But I am not letting these monsters walk all over you. Julian walked into the doorway, casually sipping a cup of coffee. He looked completely relaxed. Are you still here? He asked, raising an eyebrow. You are garbage, Julian, Maya spat. 5 years. She gave you 5 years of her life. She paid your college tuition bills. And you dump her over a fake time travel story? It is not fake, Julian said calmly. You will see. Next year you lose your job at the gallery, Maya, and you end up moving back in with your parents. Maya froze. How did you know my gallery is struggling? I told you, Julian smirked. I know the future, and my future does not include losers. Come on, Maya. I grabbed my largest suitcase. He is insane. Let's leave. Maya grabbed the other bag. We walked past Julian. I looked him in the eyes one last final emotional time. There was no love left, only cold, hard greed. You will regret this, I told him quietly. Never, he laughed. Goodbye, failure. Mrs. Sterling clapped her hands together. Finally, air out the house, Julian. It smells like poverty. Maya slammed the front door shut behind us. We dragged the heavy bags down the apartment stairs. My arms ached. My chest felt hollow. I could not breathe properly. When we pushed the building doors open, a huge blast of freezing wind hit us. The sky was dark gray. Heavy rain poured down, hitting the pavement with angry and loud splashes. Oh, you have got to be kidding me, Maya groaned. My car is parked 3 blocks away. It is fine, I shivered, zipping my thin jacket. We can walk. In this rain, with 3 suitcases, Maya asked. You will catch pneumonia. I do not care, I said. I just want to get away from this building. We stepped into the storm. Within seconds, my hair was soaked. The freezing water ran down my neck and soaked into my shirt. My sneakers squeaked on the very wet sidewalk. This is a nightmare, I sobbed, the rain mixing with my tears. Hey, Maya yelled over the loud thunder. Look at me, you are going to be okay. We will get to my place. We will order hot food. We will figure this out. I gave him everything, I cried loudly, the wind snatching my words away. I have no savings. I have nowhere to live. I have nothing. You have me, Maya said fiercely. And you have your brain. You are smart. You will bounce back. He is a lunatic who thinks he time traveled. A loud splash interrupted. A passing truck drove through a massive puddle. The dirty brown water sprayed all over my legs and my suitcases. I stopped walking. I let go of the suitcase handles. "That is it," I whispered. "What?" Maya asked, wiping rain from her eyes. "I give up," I said. My voice broke. I sank down onto the wet concrete curb. I buried my face in my hands and let out a loud, agonizing scream. The thunder drowned out my voice, but the pain ripped through my chest. "Do not sit in the puddle!" Maya yelled, grabbing my cold shoulder. "Please get up! We are almost there." "I cannot," I wept. "I cannot take another step. Let the rain wash me away." "You are being dramatic," Maya shouted, trying to pull my arm. "Get up!" "Leave me here," I cried. "Julian was right. I am a complete failure." Suddenly, the loud sound of splashing stopped. A bright pair of headlights blinded me. I looked up, squinting through the heavy rain. A sleek, massive black car pulled up directly in front of us. It was a luxury vehicle, the kind that cost more than a huge house. The powerful engine hummed quietly. The tinted windows made it impossible to see inside. Maya froze, letting go of my arm. "Who is that?" she whispered nervously. "I do not know," I sniffled, wiping mud from my cheek. The back passenger window slowly rolled down. The interior of the car was dimly lit. A man sat in the back seat. He wore a perfectly tailored, dark gray suit. His tie was perfectly straight. He had sharp, striking features and piercing blue eyes that seemed to glow in the shadows. He radiated immense power, danger, and absolute control. I stopped breathing. I knew that face instantly. It was Arthur Pendelton, Julian's uncle.